not supposed to succeed because all these things are working against me. And that's the victim mentality. And a lot of people carry that into their everyday life. Everything is about the opposition. Everything is about my haters. Everything's about what's hindering me instead of what's helping me. You know, what are the opportunities that I have? Where are the chances that I have to break out of the mold, throw away the old me, and become who I'm supposed to be? And so there's a mindset called the growth mindset. And the growth mindset sees everything in life as a chance. Man, if you throw stones at me, I'm going to pick them up and build. You know, like they said, if you give me lemons, I'm going to make lemonade. Just whatever's coming my way is an opportunity for me to do something incredible. But if I have a victim mentality, and that's where most people go wrong. They'll try to do a business, they'll try to do a ministry, they'll try to, do music, they'll try to do a whole bunch of different things. But when you're always thinking that everything's a personal attack on you, then you can never get out of your own way, because really it's holding you back, and the pressures get greater and greater to want to quit. Now, growing up in the streets of West Philadelphia, we did a lot of fighting. I mean, because if you didn't fight, then that means you're getting jumped on. But once you proved yourself, and we go through life thinking, man, I gotta prove myself. I gotta fight for everything. I gotta prove to people who I am and who I'm not, and all these different things. But what if you got to the point where it didn't necessarily matter what other people thought about me? What does God say about me? And what do I say about me? And what if that becomes the dominant theme of who you are, and you begin to look at life through what God says about you and what you say about you, and then you gather people around you that share the same opinion that God has and the same opinion that you have about yourself. All of a sudden you create an atmosphere where change is easy, whereas most of the time we're around a whole bunch of people that are telling us what we can't and why that's not a good idea, and why you shouldn't step out and do that. You're going to lose everything if you step out and do that. Why? I see people do it all the time. There's some people that the only way they're going to step out and do anything that's worthwhile is for somebody to take what they have. There's people that have lost their job, and that was the only way that they stepped out and wrote a book that ended up changing their life. But as long as they were tethered to their 9 to 5, and I'm just going to keep working, I'm going to keep grinding, they never were going to step out and do anything great with their life or anything fulfilling. I would rather use that word. And so the growth mindset takes every challenge as an opportunity to become a better me. And so when stuff comes at me, especially disappointment, because I don't care what you do, ministry, business, relationships, career, you are going to face disappointments. There is going to be times where you feel like packing it in, saying, I can't do it. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of what people have to say. I'm tired of how hard it is. With the growth mindset, those opportunities for you become what I call a log on the fire. What do you mean by a log on the fire? Well, in life, you have to build a fire on the inside of you that burns hot for the things that you're trying to do. And that fire is your passion. And whenever something comes at you, you've got to take that and turn it into a log and throw it on the fire. And so that everything that comes at you, instead of it discouraging you, it causes you to burn brighter and hotter. It brings out a determination in you that the more people say no, let's throw that log on the fire. Somebody tells me what I can't do, I'm throwing that log on the fire. And if somebody says it's impossible, let me throw that log on the fire. And as they look at you, they're thinking you're supposed to get discouraged, and you're getting more and more on fire for the things that you're doing. And you got to watch out, because that fire can burn so bright that all of a sudden it ignites other people around you. And now the people who were against you, they catch on fire, and now they're with you. All because you took everything that came at you and threw it as a log on the fire. Now, each and every one of us here, we talked about our why. And that why is the fire. What are you feeding your fire with? You got to feed it with everything. Everything. Wood, I don't care what you throw into the fire, it's going to burn. And so as much as people throw at you, throw it on the fire. Burn brighter. Be more encouraged. Don't let any type of negative mindset override this growth mindset that you have. The growth mindset is also a mindset that sees every challenge as an opportunity. Because you'll never develop the skills that you need to do what you need to do in life unless you're willing to accept challenges. A lot of times, man, I'll step out and do something that I don't know what I'm doing. I told my son this years ago. I said, son, don't ever be afraid to raise your hand and say, I'll do it. Even if you don't know how, you show me. That's kind of out of my range. I don't know if that's in my wheelhouse. All these negative things that keep you from expanding yourself to a place where you can achieve just about anything you put your hands to. There are people that have never done certain things that turned out to be experts at it because they were willing to just try it. And so the growth mindset looks at every challenge as an opportunity to learn a new skill. Thirdly, the growth mindset takes every challenge and turns it into a stepping stone to the next level. And so when things come at me, I'm looking at that as an opportunity to step up a little higher. I don't want things to be easy. There's too many people walking around wanting everything to be easy. And I know you want it to be easy because life has been tough, right? It's been hard. But guess what? Easy doesn't produce the kind of strength that you're going to need in the long run of what you're doing. If we go in the gym and I only give you easy weight, are you really building the kind of muscle that's going to burn away the fat that you want to burn away? You really are going to have to ramp it up and intensify the weight that you are lifting in order to build muscle. Some people think, well, I don't want to get all big and bulky. But you don't have to get big and bulky. Muscle burns fat. If you want to stay healthy and fit, you've got to put a certain amount of muscle on your body. And easy doesn't do that. You've got to actually be welcoming the challenges that come at you in life. And so here's what I'll say to you. If you're really going to do anything, the Bible says everything you put your hands to do, you do it with all of your might. And so if you're going to do something, do it. Don't half-step it. Don't tiptoe up to it. Don't be the kind of person that puts their toe in the pool, right, when you check out the water. Go ahead and jump in. Go ahead and jump in, because the worst that could happen is that it's cold, but you already knew that. You already knew that, so that's not a surprise. The worst that could happen if you jump out and do something is hard, okay? I already knew that. So I got to prepare my mind to go ahead and accept the challenge. Last but not least, it's going to take momentum to get where you're going. And so there's three things I want to tell you about momentum. Momentum starts with a powerful first step. I always call it the power step. And what is the power step? The power step is when you just take that initial step and say, I'm in. You don't tiptoe up to the line. You say, I'm in. I'm doing this thing. Because that step, if you take it with some authority and with some intentionality and with some purposefulness, that is the first thing that's going to get you moving. And so in football, I coach football. I tell my linemen, and I got a son, he's going to play at CSU Pueblo in the fall. He got a full ride scholarship to go play football. His coach said, man, his first step is great. And so what I teach them is that first step is the step that gets you off the line. If you don't get off the line, then the defense can get on top of you before you can get on top of them. And a lot of times, people don't get off the line. They're sitting around talking about what they want to try and what they want to do. And while they're doing that, their opposition is holding them at the line. But if you get off that line, you say, you know, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make the investment that I need to make. I'm going to start working on the studio that I need to make. I'm going to record whatever it is that you're going to do. If it means that you're going to go to school, there's people that have been talking about going to school for 15 years. And they could have had their degree and started their business by now, but because all they've done is talk about it. But if they would have just got off the line and got started, right now we could be talking about what you've already done. And so the first thing to building momentum is to get off the line, that power step. But then the second thing is follow through. If you don't follow through, it doesn't matter that initial step. You can jump out the gate like, yeah, we're going to do this. Let's go. Let's go. And then no follow through. It tanks right from that point. And what is follow through? Follow through is gaining the knowledge that you need to be successful in whatever it is you're doing. Gathering the people around you that can show you what you're doing. getting to the conferences or reading the material or getting things started so that you can constantly step forward. When I teach my linemen, after that first initial they come off the line, the second step is the most important step, because that second step gets your balance so you can drive the man in front of you. And that's why follow through is so important, because it gets you the balance and the stability for your third step. And your third step to me is the most exciting and the most fun. It's the acceleration step. It means that you've gotten started, you've been following through, you done got things together. Now it's time for you to go for it. And that's the part that you want to get to in the first place. But most people start there. They skip over follow through and they start at acceleration. They're booking big events and they're doing all these kind of things, but they haven't done the little things that they had to do in the follow through step. They haven't built the infrastructure. They haven't done the hard work that it takes to do anything in life. There's always that follow through to get you to the acceleration step. But the acceleration step is where we want to be. We're chasing the vision. We're running with the vision. We're going after the things that we want to go after. We got everything in place and we're just getting it. We're going after it. We're going after it. We're going for it. And that's where we all want to be. And so once you get there, then you got to figure out how to stay there. So once you get accelerated, now you've got to maintain that acceleration. There's something about birds that when they flock together, when they fly together, they work a whole lot less than they do when they fly alone. There's just something about when that flock is flying that they can use the momentum of each other around them to allow them just to soar. And so the most important thing to keep momentum going is get around other people who are doing something. Get around people who are being successful, who are movers and shakers, who have an idea of where they're going in life. I'm like, let me get around them, because I can get around some folks that, yeah, they believe in what I'm doing, but they're not really trying to do anything. And so now I become like a fish out of water, and I'm flapping real hard. And I don't know why I'm flapping so hard, because there's nobody flapping with you. But if you can get around other people that are doing it, it makes it so much easier. The next thing that you have to do is continue to learn. Once you get around those people, don't think that you figured it all out. Whether it's the business, if it's ministry, when it comes down to doing ministry, I'm still learning. I'm still going to classes. I'm still being mentored. I'm still trying to grow my mindset to a place where I can maintain what I have. And so you got to continue to learn. And so once you get around those people that can help you keep moving, you keep learning, and then finally you got to lead. You got to pour into other people who are wanting to do what you're doing, who are trying to do something with their life. Always give back. That's one of the most powerful ways to keep momentum, is to help people and be excited about what they're doing. Because when they get excited, it gets you more excited. It keeps you going. And so now you're not just focused on you, but you're focused on what you really want to do. You want to see people around you enjoying the same type of success, the same type of things that you're enjoying. And so at the end of the day, you got to change your mindset. You got to have a growth mindset, not a victim mindset. And you got to build momentum and maintain that momentum. And if you do that, I don't care what it is that you're doing. I don't care if you're going to school. I don't care if you're building a ministry, a business. I don't care if it's a relationship that you're in. Everything is going to take a different mindset. And that growth mindset is going to help you to maximize everything that's coming at you. Does that make sense, y'all? Thank you.